Ahoj, vítejte na druhém oblastním žebříčku Středočeské oblasti. Tentokrát je to v místě Bilichov. Mapa se jmenuje Smradovna. Já poběžím kategorii H40, která je stejná i pro kategorii H35. Má to být krátká trať, takže se těším a doufám, že se mi to podaří stejně jako včera. Užijte si a na závěr videa poskytnu určitě nějakou analýzu, tak jako v předchozím, a v průběhu videa to zkusím taky okomentovat. Hello orienteering friends, welcome to the second race of our Bohemia and Prague or Central Bohemia and Prague regional race. I'm running age 40 again, and this is again let's say a short course. So I was quite surprised that to control number one we have this long leg in front of us. My strategy or my thoughts were, like, as you can see from the map, it's quite obvious that I will take these narrow rides that almost lead all of them to control number one. Of course, I was a little bit struggling here and there to, properly find my path, but I was keeping the direction, and since there were a lot of these narrow rides, I was just trying to pick the right one for me. There were a couple of these greenish areas that also helped me to pinpoint where am I on the map. And then, of course, when I was closing in to control number one, I was focusing on those green non-runnable forests, because I knew that the control is right next to them. And this strategy worked well. I got to the control, I think, as one of the fastest in this leg. By the way, now you can just fast forward it and or skip to control number one. Now to control number 2, I decided to go around these non-runnable forests. It seemed to me that it will be faster to just use one of these narrow rides, although they are not that visible, you know. Sometimes they are there, sometimes I kind of lost it, but you know, it was then the other, let's say, breaking point was this bigger road, and on that road I turned to the right and just followed all the way almost to my control number 2. Basically this road gave me the direction I should pursue. At the end I decided to go from the right side. I thought that the control is somewhere in the bend of this non-runnable forest, you know, in this small greenish patch. It was actually inside of it, or sort of inside of it. So that was a little bit of a surprise for me. But it was visible, the control was visible, so no big issue there. Now to control number 3, I did a small mistake. I didn't pick my bearing properly, I think. I divided from the direction slightly more to the left, and then you know, I didn't hit the control exactly. I think partly it was because of the vegetation. I had to be careful because I was running downhill and there were these branches, so I didn't really want to fall down. And you can see that you know, I was trying to avoid these clearings as well, which was sort of a mistake. And now I'm like 50 meters or 30 meters to the left. I was expecting to see the control somewhere here, and when I didn't saw it, I thought, okay, maybe I'm wrong. I have to go more to the right, and that was like a good decision, or a good realizing where I was. So I think I didn't lose that much here. To control number 4, well, I took my bearing and tried to run straight, but then there was this narrow ride, and I use it to, you know, get to the stream, and from this stream I just followed it to the junction of the streams where I was expecting my control. At this point I was a little bit hesitating whether I'm not already there, because there was this sort of a junction as well, but since the control was not here, I just continued along this stream, or what was it, and I found the control number 4 without any issue. I think one of my areas where I can improve is, you know, to read the map up front, so I don't lose time. As you can see now, I stopped and basically I'm checking where is the next control and which way to go. I think this is something where I can, you know, read the map in advance, and speed up my next, you know, moves. But to get to control number 5, again, it was quite easy because there is, you know, you pass these streams, go a little bit uphill, then you get to a road or a path and go along this path, and you just check the fenced areas. So counting to 2 is easy, right? Here is the first fenced area, and then after it is a non-runnable forest, and then there is a second, then there is a sort of an opening, and in that opening, in that clear forest, you go slightly to the right and you are at the control. So that was good, no problems there. Here I thought that I will be able to go along this fence, but there was this like support for the fence, and I said, okay, let's go around. Again, here I don't know why I was trying to go along the fence, which is kind of stupid, because again the vegetation was more dense here. I should have straight continued down, don't stop, you know. I think I was just a little bit afraid of this sort of vegetation here, and that's why I was maybe not reading the map properly or whatever. So that cost me like 10 seconds again. I'm not really happy about it, but I wasn't like losing much time here. When I saw this marsh, I just decided, okay, let's cross it. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to look for some better place to cross it or to go around. And then here it was easy because the control was somewhere inside this non-runnable forest. It was a little bit tricky to pick the correct place, so I was constantly looking to the left if I will see some sort of clearing, and I did, so it was then easy to hit the control. The control number 7, again, that was sort of easy. I just looked briefly in the map and decided to go around the roads and then straight to the control 7 from that road junction or path junction, and that worked well, so you can simply skip to control number 7. Here there was a second, let's say, longer leg to control number 8, but again the strategy was sort of obvious. I just tried to you know, keep along the contour and then get to that clearing and that road. Maybe now is a good time to tell you something about this action camera I'm using, this DJI Osmo Action 5. I was very happy with the battery endurance, and even the picture is fine, but as you can see, the stabilization is not really good. You know, I think there was enough light for the stabilization to be able to avoid these, you know, these are micro shakes, but they are distorting the image, and that is something I don't really like. So after this run I decided to return the camera, and I will try to buy GoPro, and I will try GoPro instead. But let's get back to my advance. Here I was trying to keep the elevation, maybe even gain some height. I think that was not necessary. Here I could have just followed that guy, which I eventually did, and to go along this fence. I thought that here I will climb a little bit, and I think I somewhat misjudged where the road or the path will be, but I quickly got back to the track that this guy in front of me picked, and just followed him to the junction, or to the, you know, where the two paths are joining, and from that place I simply followed the non-runnable forest along the border of it, and then when I found that you know, partially, well, the fence is no longer there, but you can see the remains of the fence there. When I saw them, I just followed the direction to control number 8, and the control was even visible, so that was sort of easy, and you can just skip to control number 8 now, or fast forward it. Here to control number 9, I think I didn't really have to go through this non-runnable forest. I could have just go down, let's say, and around this non-runnable forest, and then just slowly like gain the height back by running towards control number 9, because as you can see here, I'm again going down, trying to avoid this sort of vegetation, and then I basically end up in this place where it's sort of runnable, because it's almost like a flat surface. I think I should have followed it all the way to that non-runnable forest around control number 9, because here I'm basically running in the slope, and it's not very runnable. It's not very like comfortable to run. So here and there I do run, but also here and there I'm just walking or almost crawling, you know. So when I'm looking at it now, it doesn't make much sense to me. I think going like on that flat part below me would have been faster, definitely. But I sort of knew where am I. I had a good sense where the control is going to be. So I when I'm looking at it now, it's okay. I guess, you know, there was this kind of mistake, but next time I will try to improve. Now to control number 10. This was mostly physically demanding. You know, you have to get on the top of this hill or on top of this valley, and then you can notice at the number 9 there is this like a longer sort of a ditch or erosion, and so that was somewhat like an anchor point for me, I thought. And from that I wanted to go straight to similar erosion that was near control 10, and from there I thought I should be able to see control number 10. And this strategy worked out well. The pit where the control was placed was really shallow, so the control was visible from afar, and it was so this part was like the orienteering part was easy, let's say. Here it was more physically demanding. So now to control number 11, I just picked my bearing and tried to follow the bearing as much as I could. First part was easy up until the road or bigger path, because you have this wide open forest. You can see in front of you, so you can focus on some point and just follow it. After that road there was more of vegetation, so that was a little bit more tricky. Fortunately I didn't lose the direction, and I was able to hit the control 11 very well, let's say. So now you can skip it there or fast forward it. Now to control number 12, I think again there is not much to think of, you know. I think there is just one choice, and that is to pick a bearing and follow that bearing, which I did. When I basically climbed up to that road or vehicle road, and then just followed it for a bit, and then on my left, when I saw this knoll, first I thought, is it a knoll or isn't it a knoll? Because I didn't see the control. The control was hidden behind that tree, so I didn't see it. I didn't see it from my direction. So that was a little bit tricky, and I probably lost a couple seconds there, but I think not much. Anyway, you can skip it there. Now I'm just running. As you can see here, I'm still a little bit unsure if it is that knoll or not, because I didn't saw the control, and that's why I was keeping myself at the elevation. Sort of a small mistake, but again not a big one. And to control 13, yeah, I decided that the best way is to get on this road, follow the road until I get to these non-runnable forest patches, and then along them to control number 13, and that was fine, no issues there. From control number 13 to control number 14, I did a small mistake when I should have followed this edge of this slope, or of this not mountain, but yeah, and followed it here I should have gone still on the right, on this edge. I should have followed this edge, but for some reason I maybe I was not following my bearing properly, so I went down, and when I was on this sort of a flatter area, even here I should have followed my direction, like the way I'm looking in front of me now, but I stopped and I saw this control on my left, and I was like, is that my control? But this is this significant tree, so obviously not my control, and that's why I lost these 10 seconds maybe here, maybe 15, I don't know. I think I should have gone, you know, a little bit better according to my bearing. I think I didn't took the bearing properly, and then at some point, even though I was off, I should have just, you know better where am I, and just, know that it's in this small erosion, so I should have followed it and not focus on that significant tree. Here again, I sort of lost some seconds because I went too early down. Again, probably I lost my focus, but I knew that I should look for a significant tree, so I was looking for that, and but the control was obviously here in this small marsh, or small water marsh, let's say. But I think I didn't lose much time here. Control 16, that was again sort of a funny control, because once I get around here, I had a glimpse of a control, and I was like, is that my control? It didn't seem like that's my control, because it looked like a control in some kind of marsh or swamp, but it was my control. It was again a tree on this knoll, and this knoll, it didn't look that big, so it wasn't very significant, because it was covered in all this green. Here you can see how I'm working with my map, trying to figure out where is the north and which way to go. I thought that I will go to the right, I don't know why. Probably because previously all the controls were just in that direction. Here the forest was so easily runnable that I didn't even go down to the road, which again I think was a mistake. I thought that when I get to these feeders, that I will slightly start to climb, and I will slowly get to the elevation of the control number 17. But I think I overestimated myself. I should have picked some easier, navigationally easier way how to get to control 17. And also there was a lot of this vegetation and branches, so my advance was slowed down here, and that guy who was leaving same time from control 16 was there first, and he took the road, so that it was definitely a faster route choice than what I did here. So fortunately it was all sort of visible. You can see a little bit in front of you. So then I found this tree trunk, or it's like a fallen, cut down tree trunk. So I think I could have been faster, like 5-10 seconds. To control number 18, this was just pure physical advancement, or run uphill, get to the top of the mountain, top of the valley, and then follow the paths there, and then straight to the finish. So I think this was sort of easy. And also I already had control number 13 there, so I knew that I will be running around that same area. I did enjoy this race because it was more or less runnable. Like, I could take the advantage of my running abilities, and it wasn't that difficult, like navigation wise, you know. It was more or less open forest. You can see in front of you, and you can sort of clearly estimate where you are. There are a lot of these anchor points, let's say. That's how I call them. I hope you enjoyed this run, and I hope that my narration is not really bad, and see you in, let's say, 2 weeks, because this upcoming weekend I don't have any race planned, and so it will take a while. Have fun orienteering. Goodbye. Sakra, kde to je? Takže opět zase nějaká pozávodní analýza. Tentokrát myslel jsem si, že to je v podstatě známé prostředí, a vlastně jsem si uvědomil, že na téhle mapě jsem běžel jenom jednou, takže to pro mě bylo takové, nebylo to tak jednoduché, jak jsem si myslel, že bych jako věděl, kde všude jsou ty místa, kde jsou ty kontroly. No, takže na jedničku, jak to tam bylo? Tam to bylo vcelku jednoduché, protože se naběhlo na brusek, běželo se po průseku,
na velkou cestu, po dalším průseku zase přes cestu a tak furt dál. Hele, tady je spoluběžkyně Morava Louňovice. Takže v podstatě furt rovně na směr, až jsem v podstatě doběh k těm výraznějším husníkům a podél nich k tomu malému husníčku, k tomu křoví, kde byla ta kontrola. Takže to bylo jednoduché. Na dvojku jsem nešel přes ty husníky, oběh jsem si je a vlastně doběh jsem na cestu a z té cesty jsem přímo pokračoval ke kontrole. Akorát jsem v mapě přesně neidentifikoval, že je to nějaká bažinka uvnitř toho husníčku. Myslel jsem si, že je to tam nějaký takový záhyb. Tak jsem tam trošku zpomalil, trošku jsem to zmátl. Ale jinak dobrý. Trojka jsem mírně netrefil, ale taková malinkatá ztráta, si myslím. Čtverka přes cestu. Vyběhl jsem si až k tomu potůčku nebo k té strouze a vlastně podél ní až na to větvení jsem doběh. Celku dobře jsem tam šel. Chvíli mi trvalo, než jsem to jakoby přečet. No a na pětku to bylo v podstatě jednoduché přeběhnout zase zpátky na druhou stranu toho potůčku, vyběhnout na cestu tím bílým lesem. Tam byla oplocenka, za oplocenkou hustník a pak šup tam skrz a zase nějaká bažinka tam byla u takové oplocenky. No pak zase na druhou stranu, tam už začíná rybníček, je tam taková bažinka, což bylo jako vtipný, tam jsem se musel rozhodnout. Měl jsem spíš problém tam se najít cestu jako kolem těch oplocenek, no nakonec se ukázalo, že ten les tam není tak hustý, jako to tak vypadalo z mapy. Takže přes bažinku, kolem hustníku, hezky pěkně k té bažince nebo severní okraj té mítinky. Nebylo to těžký. Sedmička taky v podstatě na směr po cestách. Zase nic těžkého. Došel jsem k té jámě, akorát nebyla hned vidět, že jo, tak nebo neviděl jsem ji hned, takže to bylo takové, že jsem tam ztrácel tímhletím. Pak byl teda dlouhý přeběh, ten jsem samozřejmě zvolil jít přímo v tom vlastně v tom svahu na tu mítinu. Myslím, že jsem to tam trošku jsem váhal, jestli jít víc nahoru nebo dolů. No nakonec jsem tu cestu trefil i díky tam nějakému člověkovi, který tam běžel kolem mě. No a pak vlastně od toho křížení těch cest nahoru kolem toho husníčku a podél té oplocenky. No. Mohlo se tam jít i trošku jako zleva. Asi já jsem se rozhodl jít zprava. A pak jsem vlastně pokračoval na kontrolu číslo 9 po té vrstevnici. Kontroloval jsem si ty husničky pod sebou a pak tam byly vidět i ty takové plošinky nebo takové prohlubně jako jámy. Takže na 9 to bylo v celku OKčko. Musím počkat, až přijede ten traktor. 10, no tam jsem se vyšplhal nahoru a pak tam podle těch prohlubní jsem se vlastně zorientoval. Takové podélné prohlubně tam jsou a podle nich jsem běžel až na 10. No a pak z dolů z kopce na 11, víceméně na směr, ale kontroloval jsem si to, nechtěl jsem to úplně tam zprasit někde dolů na cestu, taky to šlo jako zprasit to dolů na cestu a pak k tomu krmítku a tam byla ta kontrola. No 12 tam mě trošku vyškodila, protože tam vlastně v dohledávce ta kontrola byla za stromem a ono to z vrchu nebylo mě to úplně tak jako pro mě, že bych jako hned poznal, že to je vlastně kopeček, nebo jak se jmenuje, kupka, jo. No, tak 13 zase nějaký malý husníček do kopce na směr. 14 tam jsem trošku zaváhal, nechal jsem se stáhnout k tomu výraznému stromu a přitom jsem měl prostě to dobře rozběhnuté směrově, takže jsem tam podle mě pár sekund ztratil. 15 si myslím, že jsem taky vcelku dobře trefil. Směřoval jsem to k tomu stromu a od něj vlastně k té bažince, nebo co to bylo. No, 16 to byla taková vtipná, že to byla jako kupka, ale ona to byla kupka a na ní rostl strom, jo, takže to bylo u stromu a to mě trochu smátlo, ale ona byla vidět, no, tak jsem se tam doběhl podívat. Bylo to ono. 16 jsem ze 16 na 17 jsem běžel spodem po té cestě, trošku nad ní jsem běžel a pak jsem tam trošku brzo začal stoupat. Myslím, že kdybych šel celou cestu po cestě a pak nahoru k tomu, tak bych se tam dostal líp, tam to bylo zasekané, byla tam jako posekaná paseka nějaká, takže tam jsem tam jsem trošku taky zase ztratil, no a 18 to jsem rval nahoru, akorát tam, jak to bylo v těch husníčkách, tak jsem tam taky zaváhal, jakože jsem tam něco ztratil, no a pak jsem to napálil do konce. Dobrý závod, na to, že to byla krátká trať, tak tam byly takové ty dva dlouhé přeběhy, které bych řekl, že byly skoro až na dlouhou trať, jo, by člověk řekl, no, bylo to dobrý, mně se to líbilo. A myslím si, že tam nebyly žádné záludnosti a ani to nebylo, řekněme, nějak extra těžké prostě. Spíš pro mě, že v té rychlosti mapovat to dělalo trošku jako problém. No, třeba ze 16 na 17, která šla vlastně do protisměru, tak tam to byl dobrý trik. To mě dobře vyškolilo, než jsem se tam zorientoval. No, více o tom pohovořím až doma.